Hey girlies, welcome to the I Feel You pod. I'm Jory. If you're done telling your dreams one day, then I'm your girl because I'm gonna help you create a lifestyle worth living. So come grab your coffee, cozy up, let's learn to overcome so we can become. And the best part, we get to do it together. Hi, girly swirlies. Welcome to the first episode of the I Feel You podcast. I am so excited to be here in the studio and to talk with you girlies. So today, my first episode is going to be talking about your why. So if you found my podcast, then it's because you're in a position in your life that you're ready to start changing, but you don't know how. You don't know why, you don't have motivation, or you're lacking the discipline or the consistency that you need. There's 100 billion different ways that we could look at it. But either way, you're ready to start living a different life. So the first step to doing that is figuring out your why. And when you figure out your why, it's obviously because you want to change your life, but you don't feel motivated to put in the hours or the days or weeks worth of research that it takes to figure out how to do something different. And that's okay because I'm here to do it for you. So what we're going to have here is less mental work and more physical instruction. And you're like, girl, what the heck does that mean? It means you don't have to think, you just have to do. I'm going to provide everything that you need to figure out what you need to change your life. So how do you figure out your why? Super, super simple. We just need to list out what it is that we don't like. What are the problems that we're having? And that will help us figure out why we want to change them. And when you're doing stuff like this, it can't just be like super frivolous, simple, like, well, I want to lose weight because I want this boy to notice me. Or I want to buy makeup only from Sephora because Kim Kardashian only buys makeup from Sephora. Like, it can't be something silly that's not concrete because then it's not going to hold you and sustain you when you start making changes to your life. It'll be able to give you an excuse for when you're going to do that different thing and you're like, well, I guess I really don't have to buy makeup from there. I can just buy makeup from Walmart. Or I still fit in these jeans. Or if I don't fit in those ones, then I can just buy bigger jeans. So you have to make things that are unchangeable unless you actually put in the work to change. So for me, I decided that I wanted to lose weight. So about a year ago, I weighed over 300 pounds and I felt super stuck in my body. I felt like a stranger. I felt so uncomfortable. And I was like, okay, I've always wanted to lose weight. I was 27. I've tried Nutrisystem. I've tried all of these different like diet plans, and I tried like working out with my sister and doing Zumba and all the fad things. And I would lose like a little weight here and there, but then I would end up going back to the way that I was and nothing changed. If anything, I then gained more weight. I've always been like an emotional eater. I would eat if I was happy. I would eat if I was sad. Would eat if I was angry. I would just eat. So I sat down and I was like, okay, I've tried these things and they haven't worked. And why? Because, well, they're not sustainable things. But why actually do I want to change? And sometimes it would be because I wanted to appease somebody, or it would be because I wanted to fit into an outfit, or because I liked the way that somebody looked more than the way that I looked. And those things didn't hold me and sustain me when I actually went into the action of losing weight. So when I wrote down why I wanted to lose weight this time, I picked super concrete things. I feel like a stranger in my body. There's no quick fix to that. I'm disgusted with the way that I look. Again, not a quick fix to that unless I go blind, which I'm also not trying to do. I want to be married and I want to be physically attracted to my spouse, and I want him to take good care of himself, so he deserves the same for me. No, I'm not married, but still, I should be putting in that work for the future that I want. And I want to be a mom, but I want to be a mom who's not like, well, I send my kids out to the playground and I just sit in the car because I ate too much McDonald's and I can't move and I can't keep up with them or run after them if they run into the street. I'm uncomfortable in social settings. So like when I would walk into a room, I'd feel like everybody looked at me, and not because I was the party is here. I was nothing great to look at, but because this big thing just walked into the room. And that's what I felt like every time I entered anywhere, that people saw my size before they saw me. And then the last thing that I wrote down was I went to an amusement park a few years ago, and I got kicked off of several rides because of my size. So the seatbelt or whatever, like, it didn't fit me, and it was humiliating. And those were like, they might not seem like big deals. They might seem like super huge deals, but they were things that I couldn't fix until I actually addressed the problem. So when you're looking at what it is that you want to change in your life, you have to write down the things that like you hate and that take up that space in your brain every day, that are bringing you down, that are holding you down. They feel super weighty, and while you're writing it, it might feel uncomfortable. It might feel depressing. It might feel discouraging, but ultimately it's going to be the fuel to the fire that burns up the old life that you had. And it starts and heats up the fire for the new life that you're looking for. So after you do that, you're like, great, Jory, I have this list and all I can see is that I hate my life. Don't stop there. Now we're going to create a plan. So the way to implement and combat the problems that are written down on your list, whether it's on your phone or you physically wrote it down. I'm like a physical paper girly. I write everything down, but I also type everything because I just need multiple ways to see what I'm doing. So you have your desire change, right? So for me, my desire change was weight. Then you have how to change. Well, I would have to lose weight. And then you have your practical application, which was eat healthy and exercise. So when we're implementing change for the thing that we're desiring to make different, it's got to be small habit changes. So when you look at the transformation in your life, so for me, I've lost 87 pounds so far. And if you look at me before and then you look at me now, it's whoa, huge transformation, big thing. But it didn't just go boom, the weight is gone. I only eat healthy now. I only work out 6 days a week now. There were small habits and steps that I took daily, that I took weekly, that I took monthly, that were able to be stacked up and get me to this larger goal. And it's a journey that I'm still on. So when you're changing things, the easiest thing to do is pick one thing a week. And that might seem oh, that's not enough. That's not going to make a real change or a real difference. But I promise you, it is. So for your one thing, if you're wanting to be healthy or you're wanting to lose weight or whatever it is, I decided that I was going to drink half my body weight in ounces of water every day. And that was the only thing that I changed for the first week. I still drank soda. I still ate like crap, but I made a commitment to changing one part of my life. And then the next week, I changed something else. And you can kind of go back and forth between, do you want to change something physical? Do you want to change something mental? And I'm going to have like a worksheet that's available for you guys on my Instagram, so you can fill out what you're doing physically, what you're doing mentally, and it'll give you all of the tips and lay everything out for you to start changing your life. But within the first month, you will have changed 4 things physically and 4 things mentally, which is 8 things and a huge change to put you on the track to the transformation for your life. So like for me, for example, I was drinking the water, and then I could Pinterest low calorie recipes for the meals that I already like, and I could set a goal weight. Or because I get super hyper focused on like numbers, and I will do anything to get to a certain weight, which is super unhealthy. And if you're like that and you want to lose weight, please don't pick a goal weight, because it'll drive you literally nuts and insane, but you already know that. Pick wanting to feel comfortable and happy in your body. So if getting too hyper focused causes you to like have a lack, or you start neglecting parts of your life and self-care, do not get super hyper focused. So I decided my goal weight is to be happy and to be comfortable in my body. So your goal can be, I want to be successful, or your goal can be, I want to be happy. Your goal can be it can be broad, but then you'll take your smaller goals that get you there to be more detailed and descriptive. So there are the physical changes that you'll make, but then there are the mental changes. So this, I believe, is really effective for any change that you're going to make, but you need to take action and be conscious of your thoughts, even if that means writing them down. And no, I don't mean like carry a journal around and write every single thing that you think, because that's crazy and it's unrealistic. But try to take note of the things that are like consistently rolling around in your head. Do you walk in a store and you're like, oh, that girl's pretty, I could never look like her. Oh, I love her outfit, I could never afford it. Oh, look at them, they're in love and I'm never gonna be in love. Like, what are the thoughts that are going through your head? Write them down and track them, because we can easily get stuck like in a place of comparison, or subconsciously like allow our self to tear us down and to eat us up. Mentally, we can speak what we desire of ourselves over ourselves. So it can be as easy as getting up in the morning, you're in your mirror, you're brushing your teeth anyway, or you're brushing your hair, you're doing whatever you're doing, and you look at yourself and you speak life. So you'll look and you'll be like, I'm healthy, or I'm beautiful, or I'm intelligent, or I'm a great mom, I'm a great wife, I'm a great daughter, I'm a great sister. Speak the things that maybe you don't hear and you want to hear, or the things that you want to see in your life over yourself. I'm a successful author. I am the best McDonald's manager ever in the world. Whatever it is, speak those things over yourself and start planting seeds in your mind and in your brain that are going to start growing and allow you to think about yourself the way that you've already planned to like see yourself. And then mentally, you can journal your dreams. And I don't mean like, last night I dreamt about a red dragon, like not that kind of dream, but journal your dreams that seem too big, they seem too crazy, they seem too wild, they seem unattainable, but don't let those beautiful ideas stay in your head. There's a reason that you have the desires and the passions that you have, and they're not impossible. If you think that you're going to be, or you have a dream to be a TV host that's bigger than Oprah, that's literally not attainable. Because think about it, before Oprah was Oprah, there was somebody else, and there was nobody bigger than that person. And then Oprah became Oprah. So you can do anything. All you have to do is just start with those small changes. Mentally speak different about yourself. Physically speak different about yourself, and write down your dreams and track them, because I promise as you move forward through this process, you'll be able to look back and see, wow, these are the things that I thought I could never do, and I'm doing them, or I'm exceeding them, or I'm being so successful in these things. So in your first week, you're changing your physical, you're changing your mental, and then you move into your second week. And the great thing about like changing your life and implementing your changes is that it should be like a switching. So when you're doing something new, you should take something away. And not in like a, let me be in a lack or let me like punish myself, but like you have to take away a habit that's not serving the purpose and serving the vision and the passion that you have for where you're going. You take that away, but then you don't leave it empty, because then you feel discouraged. You feel like you lost something that you loved or that you were comfortable with, but you take it away and then you replace it with this new habit, this new thing that's propelling you towards the thing that you want and the vision that you have for your life. And while you're stepping out of that one habit, you're stepping into another one that counters it, and it alleviates the opportunity for you to feel lack rather than gain. So you don't want to drink soda anymore. Great. You throw away all your nasty Coke, Dr. Pepper. Listen, if you're a Dr. Peppy girl, I'm sorry, I love you, but it's disgusting. And then you go to Target or you go to wherever your grocery store is and you buy a prebiotic soda. it's giving you the carbonation that you want, but it's giving you less calories and it's doing something better for your body. So it's not like, dang, now I can't drink soda. My life sucks. But it's, I don't do this anymore, and now I do this thing, and it's helping me towards the goal that I want, and I still get what I like. And so when we're looking again at the like physical changes that we can implement, and we go into that second week, I think about deciding how much weight that I wanted to lose weekly. And I decided that I would like to lose like 2 to 4 pounds every week. And that meant that I would have to work out 6 days a week. That meant that I would have to eat healthy every day, that I would make 80 to 85% of my meals at home. I would look up what the calorie count or the deficit is that needed to achieve the weight loss that I wanted to desire, and formulate or write down a plan for breakfast and how to make those healthy. So these are like a mixture of things, and I decided like which one I wanted to implement in that second week. But I picked the first week, I made sure that I drank the water that I needed to drink. The second week, I made sure that I ate breakfast at home every day. And those were just 2 things. And literally, let me tell you, within the first 2 weeks, I think I lost like 6 to 8 pounds just from changing 2 things. And I know that I'm talking a lot about weight because this is my story, but like literally whatever it is that you want to change, when you make small, like 1% changes, it affects it affects the overall thing that you're trying to do so much, and it doesn't feel like a huge laborious task. And I do think that like physical things are super important and they're practical, but a lot of the change is going to come from like the mental work, the mental changes, because ultimately everything that we do comes out of the way that we think. So when you're faced with an opportunity to return to a habit that doesn't serve your goal, you have to use like assertive language. And you're like, assertive? Why do I have to? Who am I being assertive against? You're being assertive against your brain because it likes to trick you and it likes to be rude and disrespectful. And sometimes we have to fight it. So if somebody offers you a cigarette and you just quit smoking, there's a difference in the difference in your response is how you're going to carry on and whether you continue to smoke or continue to not smoke. So someone offers you a cigarette and you're like, no, thank you, I'm trying to quit. Literally a study was shown that the people who said stuff like that then ended up going back to smoking cigarettes. But then it was the people who were like, no, thank you, I'm not a smoker. There has to be like an identity change to the thing that you're moving towards. So if someone's like, hey, do you want to go to the movies? But you know that you need to start writing your book. No, thank you. I have writing to do. I'm an author and I'm writing a book, so going to the movies during this time is not something that I do. And it's not to say that you can't have fun or that you can't do things that like you enjoy, but if you're going to move towards that thing that has been eating at you to be changed, the thing that you've dreamt about for so long, then you have to make the decision to change your identity to that person that you're already working towards. I strongly suggest creating a vision board. Okay. Visual is so important. There's a saying, out of sight, out of mind. And let me tell you, it is so true. If I'm not looking at something, that thing no longer exists to me. That's why I said I write stuff down physically. I write it in my phone. I write it on my laptop. I have to look at stuff. So create a vision board, but like, make it aesthetic, make it fit what you like. Go on Pinterest, look up the things that you're trying to change, your fitness, your finances, your spiritual growth, whatever it is. And then go on Canva and then put in all of your little pictures and make it like enticing to your eye, and then print it. Make it your phone background, make it your laptop background. Give it something that like you can look at that's going to continue to inspire you. And the things that I think should be on there, but you can make them whatever you want, should be your spiritual life, your personal life, your home, your social life, your education, your career, your relationship, whether you're single or you're married, and your finances. These are huge, huge things to have vision for. That's super important. And then I want you to actively replace your comparative thoughts. So when you notice yourself thinking things like, she's so much better than me, or I could never present something the way that that person does, it must be nice to be able to afford those things, whatever it is, they're not terrible thoughts, but you can replace them with better things. Like, and it doesn't have to be tearing down that other person. It's like, oh, she's so pretty, and so am I. Or I love the way that she expresses herself, and I want to talk to her and ask, how did she learn to communicate that way? Or I'm responsibly handling my finances, and that's going to bring me to enjoy the small things in life, like buying a coffee every day, like so-and-so does. And it's just a lot of mind work. But again, my girlies, I'm not making you do, one, all of this stuff by yourself because your girl's doing it too. And two, I'm not going to make you do all the work for it. I've done the research. I have testimonies of people that I've helped, of girlies that have worked with me and have started changing their lives, girlies that have been inspired by me. And this isn't like I'm so great and so much better than everybody, but like, I need you to know that you can trust me because I've done this and I'm doing this, and I'm going to have resources for you girlies. So if you go on my Instagram to ifeelyou.pod, there will be story highlights with the ways that you can change your life, with PDFs, with little lists, and you can reach out to me and I will answer you. I will help you because we're doing this together. And I love you girlies. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the I Feel You podcast. If you're looking for resources, you want to reach out to me, or you want to know more, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at ifeelyou.pod. See you girlies next time.